All right, folks, we have the LSU Tigers here. And, Coach, if you could, just an opening thought about the win today in the first round.
Yeah, first of all, we're excited with the obviously to be able to survive and advance. I thought our guys came out, and especially in the first half, we really executed our game plan. We wanted to attack the paint, and I think paint points in the first half, we kind of dominated them in the paint. And I thought we were good defensively in the first half. We did a great job getting to their shooters, making it tough for those guys to get to the paint. I thought the second half we came out and gave up some easy baskets. But I give Yale credit. They're a good team. They play with a lot of confidence, a lot of poise, and they made some big shots when they needed to. But we were able to make some free throws down the stretch that enabled us to win the game. We got some stops that we needed down the stretch. But we're really happy to have the win.
Couple thoughts here. Just a reminder, no video on cell phones. Photos are cool. Let's get some questions for the players first, and we'll get those guys out of here. We'll spend a little more time with the head coach. We'll start here on the right side, and then you next, sir. Go ahead.
Sure. Jerry Carino from the Asbury Park Press. Naz, what was this like for you, your NCAA tournament debut? How did it live up to maybe what your dreams or expectations were coming in?
It was pretty tough. Hard-nosed team that, who didn't let up, and they were very competitive, and that's something you're going to see throughout the whole March Madness.
Second row on the left, and then you next, sir.
This is for any of you guys. After having such a close game against Florida go the other way, how nice was it for you guys to bounce back in crunch time and stave off that late push?
Obviously, the Florida game didn't go, excuse me, the way we wanted it to go. But as a team, we were able to grow from it and pretty much learn what we had to do. We made free throws, like Coach said, and everything's just falling into place for us.
In the aisle, yes, sir.
Naz, was that game a little closer than you had hoped? And what can you learn from that game that you can take to move on, on Saturday and hopefully going forward?
I mean, just controlling the lead, controlling the tempo on both sides of the floor. As far as the whole team, and just playing our best and going out and playing hard as we can. Oh, going forward, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, no discredit to Yale, but it's gonna be a lot of tougher teams going forward. So we just got to be able to balance everything out and do what we do best.
Yes, sir. Third row.
Tyler Nunez, Tiger Rag Magazine. Naz, this one's for you too. Cavell Bigby-Williams came up big early in the game with 4 blocks. How much easier does he make your job whenever he's on like that?
I mean, he's tremendous. He makes my job way easier than it has to be. If a guy gets by me or baseline, Cavell's right there, and he's able to stop the stop the person with the ball, and he's a big help to all of us.
Any more questions for the players here on the second row? Yes, sir.
45 points in the first half. What was the key to coming out so hot offensively?
I'd just say we were aggressive, and we had a great game plan getting into the paint and using our size advantage. And Naz did a great job getting the paint. Tremont was all over the place, and all these guys did a great job.
Gene here on the right side, yes.
Tremont or anybody else, could you talk a little bit about the factor for KBW early? Because he was, 3 rejections in the first 5.5 minutes. Did you kind of sense that Yale was a little bit, altering their shots a little bit, making it really difficult to get those inside points for them, at least early on?
Yeah, going into the game, I kind of the whole team, I just spoke to Cavell, and that's his role on this team. He does that, and altering shots is something that he's great at. So just going into the game, we spoke to him about that, and he was able to get 3 or 4 blocks, and that kind of made Yale think about going in there a second time. That's why I started shooting pull-ups. Copeland, he's really good at that, and then just making them shoot outside shots. So having a presence like him down there just makes our job a lot easier, like Nas said.
Any final questions for the players? All right, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Congratulations. We'll continue with the head coach here. Any questions for the coach, get your hand up. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll start here in the aisle.
Hey, Coach Adam Zagoria, NJ.com. Can you just talk about Naz and what he brings to the team overall and how you felt he played today? I mean, obviously he was the biggest guy in the court. They didn't have anyone who could really match up.
Yeah, Adam, Naz has been great to coach, man. He's been fun. He's in tremendous shape. He's really changed his body, but we wanted to play through him. We want to get paint touches. That was one of our game standards, is try to get 50 or more paint touches, and I thought we did that, establishing the paint points early, and Naz did a great job. Stepped out, hit I think I forget what, I don't know if he made a three, might have made one, I'm not sure. But we just got to keep playing through and moving forward and do a better job. We got to continue to do a great job on the defensive end too.
Coach, here on the right side.
Coach, what was your assessment of how things started to just kind of slip away a little bit when the lead went from 16 down to 8? And Yale wasn't even making three-point shots at that time, but yet did you feel like your team got a little bit unsettled, a little out of rhythm?
The thing is, when you're in the NCAA tournament, okay, I've been in the tournament as a player, coach for years, a lot of years, and there's good teams in the tournament. They're going to make a run. As a college basketball is a game of runs. That's just, they made a good run. I thought there was a couple of times where we had guys that maybe had I don't know if we were pointing fingers at one another. We had some defensive breakdowns, and I think guys were challenging their teammates. We talk about that, taking ownership and keeping one another accountable. And so I thought they tried to do that, and I thought we were able to regroup through all of that, and through that little adversity, and make some free throws. But Yale's a quality team. I mean, Coach Jones, they won a lot of games. They beat some quality opponents, and we knew it was going to be a tough game. So I want to give them some credit too.
Far back on the right.
Coach Joey Cam, Yale Daily News. What do you feel you guys did well on defense to hold Miaoni to just 5 points and limit Yale 8 of 37 from 3 in that game?
Yeah, well, the kid Marlon Taylor that we have, he's one of the best athletes in the SEC, and he's a really good defender. He's about 6. Marlon's about 6'5", 6'6", and we told him it was going to be a challenge. We told him this kid Oni's a really good player. He's a pro prospect, and I thought Marlon did a good job of really being there on the catch and making it difficult for him to get to the rim. And I thought he challenged his three-point shots really well. So I thought Marlon Taylor did a great job.
Second row on the left here, Coach.
Tony, you guys have been so many close games during the regular season. Did you sense anything was different in this game, or did you feel there was a comfort zone for your players, even though Yale's making a run and they're cutting your lead down? Did you feel like you guys still had things under control emotionally?
Well, I thought that we had to get some stops, and that's what I kept preaching to our guys. Just hey, we got to keep our poise, and we got to make sure that we get stops down the stretch. And then finish those defensive possession with rebounds. And they hit some tough shots. But I thought we were able to come down and execute, in the half court. We got Nas. I think when they cut it, I forget about 4 or 6. We ran a play to get Nas an easy basket, and then we came down and got some stops. But we made our free throws. So, again, you're right. We played a lot of close games, and we're very fortunate to pull this one out today.
You're on the right side. We'll get to you next, sir, in the front.
Coach Gene Fournette from the Times-Union. What would you say to anybody who maybe pays scant attention to LSU basketball, just watching it, and they see the news developments of the last few weeks, who would think in any way disparagingly about your program because of allegedly, possibly a rogue decision made by a coach that didn't involve any of the players except for possibly one on your team?
Well, the bottom line, we're not going to worry about the outside noise. We got good character kids, okay? And, you got Skylar Mays, who's a Scholar Athlete of the Year in the SEC, and we got some really quality kids on our team. So we're just going to control what we control, and that's getting better every day, getting ready to prepare for our next opponent. That's all we can control. The outside noise, we can't worry about that. All we can control is the inside noise. That's all we're worried about.
All right, we'll go here on the right side and then the left. That'll wrap us up.
Cavell obviously had a huge impact on the game defensively, but also, I thought offensively, put backs. Can you just talk about how he's almost seems like at times an afterthought with this team, but some of the importance that he has in the game?
Well, Cavell's kind of our X factor, like Trey said. He's a rim protector. He should have been on all of the SEC defensive team, but he does a great job. First of all, he's smart. He's got a high IQ. He does a great job of communicating to his teammates out there, and he really absorbs the scouting reports. That's one thing, he takes it to the court and he helps the other guys out. So he's always in great position because of that. He watches a lot of film on who he's going to defend and everything. But he's been huge for us this year. Like Nas said, he really covers up for Nas and those guys if they make a mistake, they know he's back there to protect the rim.
Final question on the left, yes.
After a blazing hot first half, y'all seemed to struggle to find good looks in the second half. What do you think contributed to that? Was that on your end, or was that an adjustment they made?
Well, I think a combination of both. Those guys at Yale, Coach Jones does a great job. They got a lot of pride, and they got some guys that can make some shots. And they hit some big shots. And I thought we were kind of stagnant there sort of in the second half. We didn't execute as well as we needed to, and we settled too much. I thought we settled for some jumpers when we should have been. We wanted, again, to continue to attack the paint like we did in the first half. I don't think we did that in the second half until we had to.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.